Yo, what up, what up, what up? Like my man Vano's Crew Clips just said, it is that time. It's your boy Divine Sense back in the building, man. I'm just catching up on the co-main event right now. If you're watching the fight live, it is Isaac Cruz and Gamboa, and looking like a hell of a fight, man. I was just setting up everything, getting ready to go live, and I had to stop because the first round was crazy. I thought Gamboa was going to get knocked out in the first round. So that's what we're at right now. So a great build up, a great lead up to the main event tonight, obviously Spence and Ugas. So I'm already excited, already entertained, already on the edge of my seat. And on that note, hit that like button as you guys come in. Get the likes up. Let the people know that we're in here. We're talking boxing, live commentary, live scoring. You guys know the drill, Divine Sense Boxing, and how I do it. Stacy Rubin was good. The first one in the building. We got 7006 or Meta. What's good, bro? Good to see you up in here. We got Yave in the building. What's up? Good to see you. And as you pile in, like I said, hit that like button. Get comfortable. We are in the co-main event. We got Cruz and Gamboa going at it right now. I have it with about 45 seconds left in the second round. And as I always say, when you tune in live, you know, with the latency with YouTube and all that shit, man, it's going to be a little bit behind usually. But yeah, man, like I thought Gamboa was going to get knocked out in the first round, man, but he's survived so far from what I can see. And I was able to watch some of the other undercard fights, more or less. I had to get my breakfast in me, you know, because of course it's Sunday morning for me where I'm at. And so I watched what was the fight? The Josecito Lopez fight. Oh! Down goes Gamboa. As I say that, Isaac Cruz unloads like a 5-punch combination. Gamboa gets back up. Seems to be okay. And that ends the second round. Wow. Isaac Cruz ain't playing no games, bro. Isaac Cruz is not playing any games. Fred, what's good, man? Good to see you in here. As soon as you guys come in, hit the like button, get comfortable, put your feet up. I know some of you guys are watching the fight live and listening to my commentary on the side. I appreciate you. Some of you are not able to watch the fight live. Therefore, you are relying on my commentary 100%. Nonetheless, I appreciate you. And just watching the replay here of this knockdown, Gamboa just ate like 3 punches in a row, bro. See, that's the problem with Gamboa towards the latter part of his career. He's got his chin all up in the air, right? And, you know, when we get into that situation as you start to age, fighting with your chin up in the air like that, bro, man, it's a recipe for disaster. You're not 25 anymore, right? You can't pull off that Roy Jones style anymore where you just got your chin hanging out there. And that's what happened. K-Rod, what's good, bro? Oh, down goes Gamboa again. Start of the third round, Isaac Cruz just jumps all over him. Wow. Gamboa is not looking good, bro. Not looking good. He's just trying to hold on at this point. Isaac Cruz throwing bombs. Absolute bombs right now. Gamboa needs to throw something back badly. Isaac Cruz is building the confidence. He's like a freight train. This is why they call him the pit bull right here. Look at him just ripping away. Head down and ripping away. Man. What a co-main event we got here just to get things heated up for the main event. Love it. They both go down in a little wrestling match. I think Gamboa was on his way down right there, but Isaac Cruz got tangled up with him, so they both ended up going down. So no knockdown there. Gamboa needs to keep his hands up, man. He needs to keep his hands up badly. On my stream, I got it about 1:45 left in the third, and Isaac Cruz, I mean, he's going for the knockout. I mean, pretty much every punch. I can see in the audience, everybody's on their feet at this point. Everybody's just waiting for Gamboa to get put to sleep, basically. Rada, the Prophet was good, man. As you guys come in, get the like button jabbed and get the likes up. Let the people know we're in here. All right. We're in the co-main event right now. Cruz and Gamboa. Isaac Cruz, that is, and Gamboa. And it's not looking good for Gamboa right now. And if you guys don't know, Gamboa, a former, I believe featherweight champion. But, the man's 40 years old. He's been knocked down twice. Third round. And Isaac Cruz, he's just coming for blood. He smells blood, and he's just coming. Low stance, bobbing, weaving, little peekaboo style, and just ripping shots. Almost every shot he throws, he's trying to knock out Gamboa. If Gamboa can somehow survive, I just don't see how he's going to do it. But if he somehow survives this shit, there is a possibility that Cruz will burn out, just considering the fact of the power output that Cruz is putting out. Like, literally no tactics by Cruz. It's like he knows Gamboa's hurt, so I'm just going to try to knock him out with every punch, which could backfire. Could backfire if Gamboa can survive it. Oh, nasty body shots by Isaac Cruz, bro. Damn. Almost. Is he going to make it out of the third? Is he going to make it out of the third? And he does. Gamboa makes it out of the third round. PGH Big Dog in the building. Was good, bro. Stacy Rubin, man. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. I love doing it as well. I love entertaining the viewers, the subscribers. You guys coming in, showing love. I appreciate it. And, when I do this type of work, man, this is a good opportunity to share this type of video to your friends, your family, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is. Let the people know, like, yo, if you like an alternative to commentary, check out my boy Divine Sense Boxing, man. And that's how we grow as a community, and we really continue to grow boxing. You know what I mean? None of this like flashy shit, looking nice and joking around and BSing around on the mic. Like real authentic boxing talk. That's what we do. And with that being said, if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do that. All right. So we are going in round 4 now, co-main event. If you guys are just tuning in, or if you're not able to watch, oh man, Gamboa gets cracked again at the start of the 4th. He's on wobbly legs again. Isaac Cruz is literally throwing every punch with bad intentions. He's like a little miniature Tyson. He's a little miniature Mike Tyson. Look at him. Bro, I'm starting to get the feeling it's like, Gamboa, bro, you got a family. You're 40 years old, man. You're a grown-ass man. You're a dad, bro. Like, don't do this. Like, seriously, the corner seriously needs to, like, think about this carefully. I know he's a warrior. I know he takes another left hook by Isaac Cruz. And Gamboa's just eating. He's eating these punches, bro, because he doesn't put his damn hands up. His chin is all up in the air. He still thinks he's 25, and he can get away with that. And he's just getting clipped, and he's getting these punches flush on the chin. And it's not like he's been able to return something significant to turn the tide of the fight. He's literally just surviving and getting beat up. Look at Cruz, man. He's getting frustrated that Gamboa keeps trying to tie him up. If you guys didn't know, this is a 10-round fight, by the way, a 10-round fight. We're in 4 of 10. Gamboa's been knocked down twice, nearly 3 times. A minute left of the 4th. And it's just not looking good for Gamboa. If you're not able to watch the fight, it's really not looking good for him. He's been taking a lot of flush shots, chin all up in the air, hands down on the side. He's trying to bob and weave and duck underneath punches, and he's just getting clipped. And Cruz has just got that style. He's got that peekaboo style, looping shots over where you just don't see in your peripheral vision, especially at 40 years old. If you're just jumping in, hit that like button, get comfortable, put your feet up. We're in the co-main event, round 4 of 10 of Isaac Cruz. Oh, down goes Gamboa again. Down goes Gamboa again. His 3rd time knocked down, 4th round. He is just getting assaulted at this point. Oh, another big left hook. Gamboa holding on desperately. 10 seconds left in the 4th. Another right hand right at the end of the 4th. He eats another big right hand, and he's wobbly. He's all over the place. The trainers in the corner just throws ice water in his face. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? Are you sure? That's what I'll be saying, man. I'm telling you right now, if I was in the corner, I'm like, bro, listen. Are you sure you want to do this, bro? You're 40. You got kids and shit. You're a dad. You probably got grandkids at this point, bro. Like, dude, you've been knocked down 3 times. You've been eating these left hooks and these right hands like lollipops, bro. You just crunching down on them. Wow. If you guys are just coming in, I see people starting to file in little by little. Get comfortable. Put your feet up. We're in the co-main event. Isaac Cruz and Gamboa. Somehow it's in the 5th round. I don't know how. This referee's continuing or allowing it to continue. I'm a little bit indifferent about it. I like fighters to be able to fight it out, have that warrior spirit. But Gamboa has been knocked down 3 times, nearly 4 times. And the problem is that he's not able to do anything to keep the assailant off of him, which is Isaac Cruz. Big right hand. Oh, God, Cruz is just ripping him apart, man. It's just getting tough to watch. Really getting tough to watch. And I'm just hoping, I'm kind of hoping and I'm praying that Gamboa can get something sneaky in there to at least get a little bit of respect, just to get him a little bit cautious. Isaac Cruz like, oh, okay, I'm getting a little bit careless. Maybe take it easy. That way Gamboa can get a little bit of a breather. But right now, he's just being smothered. He's being attacked. He's being beat up. And it's really difficult to watch. Round 5 now. If you're just joining, Gamboa's been knocked down 3 times out of 5 rounds. He's being assaulted by Isaac Cruz. This is the co-main event. After this, we have the main event. And tough to watch if you're not able to watch this live. Really tough. Oh! The ropes held them up, and the ref finally called it. The ref finally called it. Thank God. And Gamboa's upset. He's upset at his corner. And that last punch, by the way, if the ropes weren't there, he would have ended up ringside. Like, real talk. Isaac Cruz loaded up with the left and just came with he put his whole body behind the right hand. If these guys were heavyweights, he would have been knocked through the ropes, right? But he still just laid into the ropes, completely deflated. Had a lot of heart, bro. Had a lot of heart. But, man, that was really, really, really tough to watch. Really tough to watch. Yo, Platt Boy's in the building, man. My man Platt Boys is there at the fight right now. What's good, Platt Boy, man? I know you just witnessed Gamboa just get assaulted. Midnight Rider, what's good, man? Hey, I'm giving Ugas a chance. I personally am giving Ugas a chance. I've predicted yesterday when we had a Firestorm panel that I have Spence winning by late stoppage. That's my official prediction, but I definitely give Ugas a chance in this fight, probably more than most people. Mangus Allen, what's good, man? Platt Boy, yes. He's done. He's done. Like, I was already feeling that way when he got beat by Devin Haney, but it's done now. I mean, you get knocked down 4 times in 5 rounds. Too much heart. Gamboa's got way too much heart, and that's dangerous at 40 years old, taking that type of damage. You're going to get seriously injured, and you got to think about your kids at this point. You got to think about your grandkids. You got to think about your life. I mean, oh my God, that right hand was nasty. It was a nasty right hand. Oh, man. And he wanted to continue, too. Oh. Stacy says, I bet on Ugas just because of the odds. But, yeah, I mean, I feel you. I feel you, bro. Like, I put money on Caleb Plant when he fought Canelo. Even I predicted Canelo to win, even though I was going for Plant, and I betted on Plant because of the odds. But, yeah, I mean, sometimes you take that gamble, bro. And, to be honest with you, this fight actually may play out similar. It actually may play out very similar to Plant and Canelo, because I see Ugas doing very well early, just like Plant did very well early. Plant was boxing, moving, and doing his thing until it got it to, like around 6, 7, 8, where the tide changed dramatically, right? And I can see that same thing happening. So when the first 4 to 6 rounds were playing out, I was like, man, if Plant is able to win a decision or pull off a miracle, I'm about to get paid, right? But this is boxing, bro. This is boxing. That's why I don't bet on it too often. Kui in the building was good. Specific volume in the building was good. Good to see you in here. Yeah, if you're coming in, man, get comfortable. Put your feet up. The co-main event just finished. Isaac Cruz just stopped Gamboa. He knocked down Gamboa 4 times. Finally, the referee stopped it. And I believe it was the 5th round. Thank God. It was getting nasty in there. It was getting very difficult to watch. So main event is next, people. Main event is next. So if you're watching the fight live and listening to my commentary on the side, I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let the people know we're in here. If you're not able to watch the fight live, and I understand some people are at work, some people are on the road, and you're listening to my commentary here on YouTube to get your information, to get your punch-by-punch analysis, commentating, and I appreciate you just as much. But let the people know we're in here. That's really, really important thing. Really, really important, so we can continue to build this community and whatnot. Watcher, what's good? My man Stacy Rubin in the building. He puts in that super chat to start it off, to kick it off with the super chats. Tonight, I appreciate you. He says, I always show some love. Your commentary and breakdowns are on point. Salute to you. Respect to you. Much love and appreciation, Stacy. I'm really, really glad to have you in here, man. I can tell that you're a real boxing fan. Malik Odin, God bless you, bro. The spirit of your commentary. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know that I love boxing, You got to know that I love it based off my commentary, the passion that I put into this, man. It's the best sport in the world. I love it. And I'm glad that you recognize that, Malik. I appreciate you. Just K in the building was good, man. We're piling in here, man. We're getting the people up in here. We're building up a nice little fight party, man. Good to see it. If you haven't hit that like button yet, make sure you do that. They're doing some post-fight interviews. Hey, and guess what, guys? Guess what? Ryan Garcia called out Isaac Cruz on Twitter, saying if you get past Gamboa, we can make it happen. So let's see if Ryan Garcia will keep his word. Let's really see, right? Because that's his criticism. That's his most significant criticism, is the fact that he loves to tweet. He loves to post stuff on Instagram. He loves to do this kind of like dramatic behavior, and then he doesn't follow through with it, right? He doesn't fight the big fights. Well, you called Isaac Cruz out. Isaac Cruz just demolished Gamboa. He demolished him. Don't duck him, Ryan. Don't do that. Be a man of your word. You say you believe in your skills. You say you're one of the best. Then prove it. Isaac Cruz is next. That's what I want to see. Isaac Cruz and Ryan Garcia. Guru in the building, dropping that super chat as well. He says, the return of the truth. Salute divine. Yes, sir. That's all it is, man. Authentic, genuine, raw, all the above, and the truth. Most definitely, man. I appreciate you, Guru, in the building. Bruce Goes also. I keep saying Bruce Goes because and you keep changing your name, bro. So sorry. Bruce Gas Boxing Jazzamore, the OG. Thanks for dropping by, man. I appreciate you. Stacy says, man, Ryan don't want that smoke. Well, he's the one that said it, bro. He's the one that said it. Isaac Cruz is rugged, bro. We saw what he did against Tank Davis, right? You saw how good that fight was. And Tank Davis just had the edge, I think, in like athleticism and, you know, a little bit of, well, obviously power. That's the thing, right? Gamboa didn't have anything for Isaac Cruz to keep him off of him. And that's why they call him the pit bull. Right. So Isaac Cruz gets another knockout in this fight, right? So I think his KO ratio is like 75%. Isaac Cruz, bro. And it's not because he has crazy power. He's just absolutely relentless. But Tank Davis has power and accuracy. You see, that's why he was able to keep Isaac Cruz off of him. Because without that, bro, Isaac Cruz would have beat Tank Davis, in my opinion. Real talk. Real talk. But the fact that Tank Davis has that power and has that accuracy, he was able to keep the pit bull off of him, you know what I'm saying, and get through that fight. But Isaac Cruz is legit. He is legitimate. And I'm telling you right now, like Ryan Garcia, bro, I swear to God, if you don't fight Isaac Cruz next and you want some bullshit, bro, I swear to you, I will shred you on YouTube. I will make a mission of it to shred you every day. I'll make a video every day and shred you. Like, I'm swear, and I don't do that. That's not my MO. That's not how I operate. You guys know how I conduct my channel. I don't do this, you know, I don't do that type of stuff. But I had enough, bro. I had enough of Ryan Garcia, and I've been quiet about it. I've tried to ignore it. But after I see what Isaac Cruz did tonight and absolutely demolished Gamboa, hey, Ryan, it's time to step up. It's time. Kui out there in the fight. Oh, Kui out there with G5, I think, right? You out there with G5? Y'all doing your thing out there, man. We got a lot of people at the Fight Live, man. I appreciate you guys dropping in the live while you're out there. You know, at some point, maybe after the fight or something, I'll drop the link. You guys can come in and you guys can show the audience the view of the Fight Live. How about that? That's what we'll do. Yeah, it's funny. He's like, oh, Ryan doesn't want that pressure, but he acts like he wants that pressure, right? But when that pressure is a reality, he starts hopscotching. Well, it's going to be a little bit of a wait, Bruce, because obviously the co-main event ended early, right? It ended in the 5th round. So, you know what I mean? Like, we're definitely going to have to wait a little bit. But I can only imagine the atmosphere Kui and Plat Boys can kind of speak on it right now. The atmosphere in the arena must be crazy. Everybody must be buzzing. And, hey, a co-main event to kind of set it off, right? Like 4 knockdowns, knockout. And now people are like, they're craving, right? People are craving for this energy. They're craving for another big main event. And I think we're about to get it. Shout out to my man Plat Boys again. Bucket list check. I know Plat Boy and I have been talking behind the scenes several times. And, one of his things was I always want to go to a fight live. Well, you picked one of the best fights to go to live, bro. This is a generational fight. And it's not just a fight that's of 2 champions in this era going head to head, but also this fight right here is going to lead up to a undisputed champion at 147 against Bud Crawford. And that's why this fight right here tonight is significant. You're going to be there live, witnessing it, something you're going to share with your children and say, hey, I was at that fight that led up to Bud Crawford and Spence, or Bud Crawford and Ugas. Like, I was there. I was a part of that there here in Dallas. And that's amazing, man. And I appreciate the super chat as always. Beth says Cruz versus JoJo. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. But you know what, bro? No, I wouldn't mind it because I like Cruz. He's in the ring. I'm going to watch him. He's exciting. But my thing is Ryan Garcia is the one who called him out. Ryan Garcia said, yo, you beat Gamboa, I want you next. So I'm going to hold Ryan Garcia to that. And that's the fight that I want to see next, based off of Ryan Garcia's big-ass mouth. And that's what I want to see. MStacks85 in the building. What's good, man? Good to see you guys in here, man. Good to see you. Good to have the family in here chopping it up. Congratulations, Kui on the wrench. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for showing love. I've seen the support over the past month or so, and I appreciate you. Stacy Rubin as well. Congratulations, sir. You've been wrenched up. Thank you for your support. Always coming in, always smashing that like button, always being a part of the conversations. If you guys are just joining, we're getting ready for the main event. The co-main event just finished. It finished early, as I was just explaining earlier. So anytime a fight, or especially a co-main event, finishes early, like it did today or tonight. I always say today because it's daytime for me. But anyway, tonight it finished in the 5th round, right? So like an extra 25 to 30 minutes was spared from the co-main event. So it's going to push the main event back a little bit. Because, these guys are getting their hands wrapped. They got to get warmed up. They got to have everything timely and on schedule and all that stuff. It would be nice, right? It's like, first round knockout, co-main event. Within 5 minutes, boom, main event starts, right? The anticipation, it kind of kills you sometimes. And this arena looks packed, by the way. So, Kui or Plat Boys, does it feel packed in there? Does it feel like there's not very many seats available? It looks like it's completely full, from what I can tell. Yo, DeJuan, bro, was good, man. Damn, where you been, bro? Expert Genius as well. I haven't seen you two in a minute, bro. It's good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, Goddess, thanks for dropping by, man. Good to see you as well. Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah, Imsec says, I missed a beauty of a Stanionis fight. I missed that one too. Stanionis won by split decision, I believe. Split decision. It went the full 12 rounds. DeJuan, bro, I hear you, bro. I hear you. And I haven't been going live nearly as often as I would like as well. At one point, especially during the lead up of Wilder and Fury, I was live, at least 2 to 3 times a week. But, yeah, I hear you, bro. Life takes over. But we are blessed, man. We are blessed with a lot of big boxing fights here in April. Even in May, we've got a lot of fights. We've got 2 months. And even in June, we got some big fights. So, y'all gonna see me quite often, man. Breaking down these fights, predicting these fights, opening up panels, chopping it up with the family, and of course live commentating. So it's gonna start heating up, man. So start freeing up time for yourself to make it here on YouTube to be a part of these massive events and these massive fights, these legacy fights that we're starting to finally get them. Finally starting to get them. And if everything plans out accordingly and properly, then we should have the winner of this fight tonight fight Bud Crawford by, the fall, right? September, October, November timeframe. That's what should be happening. And I've been browsing YouTube, and all I see all across YouTube is Bud saying, I want the winner. Spence saying, I want Bud. Ugas saying, I want Bud. Everybody's like saying they're willing and ready to find that undisputed champion at 147. So I learned to not hold my breath in boxing, but at least I'm hopeful. MP, what the fuck? What's good, bro? Good to see you, man. It's been a while since I've seen you as well, man. Stacy Rubin, exactly. The Juan, I think we all want to see that, right? But hey, if Ugas wins, bro, you got to give him his flowers, bro. If Ugas somehow pulls out this fight, you got to give him his flowers, man. He's earned the right to fight for undisputed. That's my opinion. And that's no disrespect to Spence. It's his first loss in his career and all that stuff. But, hey, Ugas takes the belts, bro. So, all right, main event time. Get comfortable. Put your feet up. Thanks for tuning into Divine Sense Boxing. Let's get it. Queequee's out there live in the fight listening to Divine Sense, man. That's epic shit right there. I appreciate you. Michael Arlington in the building. Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by, bro. Main event's about to happen, man. All right, here we go. Lead up, build up. Showing videos of Errol Spence at the moment. Well, both fighters, actually. Ugas as well. Little promo video. Build up video. Stacy Rubin, I'm not sure. I would say more than likely. A big fight like this more than likely has a rematch clause, but I'm not 100% sure, bro. Andrew Gray in the building, man. Good to see you. If you guys are just starting to file in, getting comfortable, if you're at home, if you're at work, if you're at a barbecue, whatever it is, don't forget to hit that like button. Let people know that we're in here. We're talking boxing. We're all diehard boxing fans in here. And let's get the likes all the way up so people know this is where that real talk is. George, what's good, man? Good to see you. Teach in the building. Good to see you. Yeah, DeJuan, I'm looking for that fight too, bro. That's going to be a crazy fight to commentate. Ooh-wee, that's going to be a crazy fight to commentate. Thrill Hill in the building as well, man. People are filing in. The family is filing in. It is main event time. It is time. We've been talking about this fight for the past 2 months. Can't wait. The arena is packed. We got people that are in the chat right now that are at the fight live. That's right. They're in the chat listening to Divine Sense Boxing for the commentary, and they are at the fight live. That's what's up. And what I plan to do is once this fight is over, as a matter of fact, if this fight goes the distance, what I think I'll do, once this fight goes the distance, I'll drop the link in the chat. And for the people that are at the fight, click that link, and let's all experience the cards, the scorecards together, and see what the result will be if this fight goes 12. If there's a stoppage in the fight, then we'll go in after the stoppage and kind of celebrate this moment together as a boxing family. So that's the plan, because we do have people that are at the fight live, and I'll drop the link. You can join the panel and kind of pan around the arena, show your experience, and let the whole family enjoy that. Right now, we got Ugas making his ring walk, and just FYI, If it's been a while since you've joined live commentary, there's always going to be a bit of latency. If you're watching the fight live and you're listening to my commentary, I'm probably going to be a little bit behind. That's normal because of the live stream and the latency with YouTube. So be mindful of that. And also be mindful that there are people in the chat that are not able to watch this fight live. Okay. They're at work. They're on the road. All they got is YouTube. So they pop up YouTube and they listen to my commentary while they're at work or they're on the road or whatever it may be. So keep that in mind. And we try to keep the spoilers at a minimum. I know it's hard, especially when there's a big punch landed or there's a knockdown. We get crazy. We start chatting in the chat. But just keep that in mind and try to follow my commentary, even though if you're a little bit ahead of me. And I appreciate that. It's just a way to keep the chat balanced and keep the energy up. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you hit it. Listen to my man, Stacy. Exactly. Hit the like button, subscribe, then join. Best Fight Night Commentary on YouTube. Appreciate that. Guru, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it's not just for me, bro. It's for everybody, man. Because there are, like I said, there are people out there that are not as fortunate to be able to watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? So just hold it and wait for me to catch up, and then we can chop it up about it. Ugas looks ready. He's got a white and red. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's red. I get colorblind sometimes, man. Yeah, it is red. So white and red. White as in the main color, red trim. Looking confident, smiling, bouncing, looking comfortable. That's what I want to see, right? And it's always crazy when you see the ring walks and they enter the ring. It's the different personas, right? Some have a very serious look, like Wilder. Sometimes he has a very serious look, like he's about to knock somebody out. Other people are smiling, having a good time, loose, relaxed. It's always interesting to see the character. And that's what I see here on the screen. And I see the Cuban flags waving. Obviously, they're in Texas. Obviously, it's hometown for Errol Spence. But hey, Cuba's coming in, man. Cuba's coming in. So they're in the building now. All right, here comes Errol Spence making his appearance, making his ring walk. Looks like he's got black and like violet and yellow. He looks like he's ready to put on a show for his hometown, man. Yes, sir. Let's go. Amadeus. Yeah. He got stopped. Referee stopped it. He got knocked down 4 times in total. And then finally, the referee stopped it. Ring walk, baby. Ring walk. Nice and slow. I love that. Nice and slow. Take your time. Build it up. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment, champ. Enjoy it. You've earned this right here, bro. You've earned this right here, Earl. You've earned this moment. Packed out arena, fighting for a unified, championship opportunity. This is something he dreamed of as a little boy, bro. I'm telling you, this is crazy right here. Watching him go through this, living out his dream. Only thing he's got to do is go in there and accomplish that dream. And make that dream a reality. That's what he needs. Yeah. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me, man. Damn, that's how they do me. Damn, that's how they do me. Let me know, man, if you guys can see and hear me again. Think it's back up now. Let me know. Errol Spence 32, Ugas 35. It says that Ugas was a little bit taller. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, Jeremiah, I got you. All right, bro. Thank you. All right, I'm back. Damn. That's how they do me out here, bro. I'm telling you. They do that shit. They do this to me almost every big fight. Seriously, every big fight. It's like I'm not even showing the fight itself. All I'm doing is commentating. And they be tripping. All right. So, regain my focus. Getting ready to announce the fighters. Let's get it. Jimmy Lennon Jr., let's do it. Let's go, Jimmy. Let him know. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. If you guys haven't hit that like button, do it now. Let's go. Let the people know we're in here, bro. It is main event time. Let's get it. Juan, I am currently in Thailand at the moment, bro. Thailand in the moment. Next week, I'll be in Japan next week. But yeah, nonetheless, I'll be on this side of the world for a minute. Well, at least for 4 or 5 months. And I'm hoping to come back stateside again. If you guys don't know, I was just back there a couple of weeks ago. But I plan to be back there again in October. All right. If you're not able to watch the fight live and you're wondering what's going on, they're doing all the promotional stuff. Shout out to PBC. Shout out to this. Shout out to that. And we're waiting for them to introduce the fighters. The judges are Team Keithman, Glenn Feldman, and Steve Weinsfeld. We all know these names. If you've been around long enough, we know these names. I feel a little bit, all those judges that were mentioned, they've all been a part of some type of controversy, in my opinion. But I don't want to speak that into existence. I ain't going to do it. I'm going to focus. I'm going to enjoy this moment. G5 also in the building. Was good. Was good, man. This arena is crazy right now. Wow, man. For those of you there live, bro, I gotta say I'm a little bit jealous, man. Looks crazy. Nap Artist, what's up, bro? Nap Artist in the building. Ugas 27-4 with 12 KOs. They're introducing Ugas first. He's got his white with red trim. 4th world title appearance. Current and defending champion. Yordenis Ugas. All right, that's the challenger. I see the Cuban fans in the building, too. I see them. I see you out there. What's up, Jimmy? All right, that's cool, man. Dubai. Shout out to Dubai. All right, here comes Errol Spence. 27-0, 21 KOs, fighting out of Dallas, Texas. He is 6-0 in world championship fights. Yeah, I can tell Earl's body's a bit more fuller tonight. A little bit more fuller. He's rehydrated, looking nice. Right? He looks like he's around at least 152, 153. This is his moment. This is his moment. It's your moment, Earl. It's your moment, bro. Get the likes all the way up, guys. Let's get to those 50 likes quick time. Let's go. Double time. 50 likes. Let's go. Let's get it. All right. They're bringing him into the center of the ring. Referee gave instructions. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch him up. Let's get it. Round 1 about to start. Like I said, I may be a little bit behind you if you're watching it live. Keep that in mind. Try not to spoil. I will be scoring the fight live, round by round. Spence Ugas for unified title match. Let's get it. Errol Spence come out with that jab. They're both trying to establish their jab early. That's what I expected. Battle of the jabs, orthodox and southpaw fighter. Right? Both fighters looking relaxed. Both fighters not really throwing any power shots yet. Range finders, you know, both are experienced. Both have been in the limelight before. Right? They both have respect for each other from what I can see to start it off. I like the fact that Porter's working the jab up and down, but Ugas is as well. Battle of the jabs right here, the first 40 seconds of the first round, which is expected. I expected this. Ugas steps in, jabs to the body. Spence tried to land a left hand. He didn't put too much speed behind it, but Ugas did duck up underneath it, though. So good head movement by Ugas early. Both got a high guard, both cautious, both very respectful of each other. And I'm just waiting for one of them to test something, like test a big power shot, maybe to the body. Let's see who lands it first. Both using pawing out jabs. Spence is pumping out the jab quite a bit, but he's not really stepping into it too much. I find that he's throwing a rangefinder. He finally loops a left hand to the body, but partially blocked by Ugas. Ugas does the same and loops in a right hand to the body himself. Nothing significant to separate the two here in the first round. So far, we got about a minute left. Spence finally snaps Ugas' head back with the jab. Jabs to the body by Spence. I think he grazed Ugas with the right hand down the pipe that time. Just grazed him. But he's finding that range now slowly here in this first round. Spence's shoes are crazy, by the way. You got all kind of colors on them. Ugas goes into the body as well. Very even first round thus far, from what I can tell. I would say that Spence's output is a little bit more. Not saying that he's landed more per se, but he is throwing more. Last 35 seconds of the first, according to my stream here. Little left uppercut to the body. Ooh, Ugas loops a right hand. There's a grazing shot by Ugas. I told you guys, if you guys listen to my Keys to Victory video leading up to this fight, that looping right hand by Ugas, man, he's got it, and it's a dangerous punch. Ten seconds ago. Oh, nice body shot by Ugas. Oh, nice 1-2 by Ugas. Very, very tough round to score. Not much to separate them. I think that Spence had the punch output slightly more aggressive, but I think Ugas kind of, I think he squeezed out that round because he landed flush shots to the body. He was able to finish a little bit strong in that last 15 seconds of the round. The round was completely close for the most part, but to squeeze out that last 15 seconds for me is a slight separator, but extremely close first round there. And I'm going to give down to Ugas, guys. I'm going to give down to Ugas, and I'm going to circle that first round to indicate that it was a very close round, all right? Meaning that it could be a swing round. Tom in the building, what's good, man? Nitty Chi in the building, what's good? All right, here we go. Round number 2. Both jabbing a lot. Both jabbing a lot. I like it. I like it. I like it because it's a rangefinder. They're both trying to set up some power shots. I haven't seen Errol Spence able to land a left hand yet. I mean, it's extremely early. Extremely early. And he's leaning in a lot, trying to throw the left hand to the body more than he is to the head. But, you know, hey, Ugas is very sneaky. He's very, very sneaky. He's very deceptive. His style is very deceptive. He looks like he's in front of you, and he somehow sometimes steps back just in time or gets underneath it a little bit. And he's got this real tight, like, guard, protects his chin well. If I'm Spence, I would start going to the body a little bit more, step to him, get a couple body shots in, step out. That's what I would do. Oh, Ugas tries to counter with the big right hand, but Spence got out of the way. Nice duck down left hand to the body by Spence there. Oh, right hand by Ugas. Landed. Spence comes back with a jab, double jab. Big time battle with the jab between these two, man. Makes it tough to score. 1-2 by Spence, blocked by Ugas. But I appreciate Spence's work. He's working more for sure than what Ugas is. Ugas is looking for the counter a lot more than what Spence is. Nice body shot by Spence. Oh, tries to step in with the big looping right hand, but Spence caught it. He caught it, blocked it well. Good defense by Spence there. Steps in with the left hand, double left hand to the body by Spence there. That's what I want to see by Spence. That's what I want to see. A minute to go here in the second. Spence needs to continue. Spence needs to continue to step forward a little bit and just go to the body. Don't worry about head hunting right now. If I'm Spence, you got a good body attack, use it. Anybody can steal this round here the last 30 seconds. Who's going to take it? No punches thrown for about 10 seconds. Finally, Spence tries to load up with a little left hand to the body, but ends up getting tied up by Ugas. That's another keys to victory that I point out about Ugas. Oh, finally, Spence throws about a 4-punch combination. Only about 2 of them got into the body. And that is the end of the second round, according to my stream. I'm going to give that one to Spence, guys. That's a Spence round for me. I appreciated his work rate. He's working a lot more. I liked Ugas. He's still solid. He's definitely in the fight, but I feel like he was waiting a little bit too much for the counter. And I got to give Spence the nod based off of productivity and work rate. So I got it even after 2. If you're just joining, Sean Porter's in the building. No surprise. Where's Bud at? That's what I want to know. Where's Bud at? I see Luis Ortiz. Don, what's good, bro? 66 people in here. We should have 66 likes. Hit that like button. Let the people know we're in here. Blocker man in the building. I see you. The Charlo brothers are in there. And here we go. Round number 3. Now you get to round 3, 4. You should have your range established a little bit more. Both fighters should have their range established. I'm expecting some more power shots now, right? You've got the feeling out rounds done, and I'm expecting a few more power shots. And Spence does do that in the third here, stepping in with big left hands to the body and head, partially blocked, but you can tell Spence is listening to me. He can hear me. He knows what he's got to do now. He's found his range. Now it's time to turn it up a little bit and get some power shots in there. And Ugas is looking to counter. Oh, left hand by Spence got in there. Spence is starting to work, starting to dig in a little bit. Ugas has got a high, tight guard. He's trying to block. He's not backing up too much, which I appreciate. I appreciate that about Ugas, but Spence is starting to work now. Digs in with the left, digs in with the right to the body. Ugas comes back with the body shot of his own. It's starting to heat up a little bit now. Two champions in here. This is what I expect. Spence wheels out to his right, throws a big left hand, partially blocked. Ugas is very, very cautious, keeping that very tight, high guard, trying to protect his chin. Spence rips to the body with the left hand, rips up with an uppercut with the left hand. Spence is starting to get that left hand in there slowly but surely, I feel like. And Ugas is doing a little bit of veteran tactics there, pushing his head down in the clinch. Referee warns him, and we're back in action. First warning to Ugas for pushing. Oh, nice left hand in there by Spence. Ugas comes back with his own right. Spence comes right back, ripping to the body. They're fighting on the inside now. Ugas pushes him away. Reset. No punches here for about 4 or 5 seconds. Catching their breath. Reset. What is Ugas going to do now? He's going to wait back and try to counter. Spence has got to be careful of that. I talked about this a lot on my keys to victory, and it's playing out exactly how I thought it was going to play out. Oh, nice left hook by Ugas. But Spence steps over, body shot. Spence is going to that body, man. I'm telling you, Spence heard my commentary. Somebody in his corner told him, listen to Divine Sense Boxing. You got to go to the body, and he is doing it. That's what I want to see. Don't worry about the head right now. Ooh, 2 right hands by Ugas, which was blocked, partially blocked. But Ugas is loading up with that right hand a little bit now. Oh, body shot by Spence now. Ugas tries to counter with the right hand. Spence kind of ducks out underneath. And that is the end of the third. Oh, man, it's starting to heat up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's starting to heat up. If y'all ain't excited, you better get excited quick time, man. It's starting to get heat up. I see it going down a road of pure excitement and adrenaline here very soon. I give the third round to Spence. I appreciate the body work that he did in that round. I was telling him to do it. He did it, and I'm going to give him that round. So I got him up 2 rounds to 1 now, getting ready for the 4th round. Goddess, who's winning, just walked back in. I've got Spence up 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Blocker man, exactly. Where is Bud? Somebody please show me Bud. I'm waiting for Bud to step into the ring after this fight. We got 80 people in here. I expect 80 likes. Let's get those likes all the way up. If you haven't hit that like button yet, I question that. How do you not hit that like button? I don't get it. Round 4, here we go. Spence stepping in with the jab right away, establishing the jab. Part of his game plan, you can tell. Jab, step in with the left hook. Right hook. I forget he's a southpaw sometimes. Right hook to the body by Spence, his lead right hand. And he's outworking Ugas as far as punch output. But Ugas is in there. You can tell Ugas really wants to counter. Ooh, nice little 1-2 by Ugas. But so far, every time Spence gets caught a little bit with something, every time Spence gets caught with something a little bit, Spence comes right back. And that's letting Ugas know, hey, I'm a champ too. You know what I mean? And guess what? No disrespect to Manny Pacquiao, but I ain't Pacquiao, bro. You know, I'm going to step to you. I'm going to rip into your body. And I'm big. I'm strong just like you. And you're going to have to figure out a way to get me off of you. They both exchange body shots in the middle of the ring. Looking good there. Sorry about that, guys. I had a little bit of lag here with my stream. All right, I got it back. Nice. Ooh. I'm appreciating Spence's head movement as well. I got to say that Spence's head movement has not always been the best, but I feel like he's worked on that in this camp. He's looking very good by getting the head out of the way, ducking instead of trying to block everything. He's actually trying to avoid shots, which is very good to see. The game plan that I'm seeing so far is Spence, rip into the body. He's out working, he's out punching, and every once in a while, Ugas counters with the 1-2. 1-2 as in not a left right, but it could be any type of 1-2 combination. It could be left hook, right hand, whatever the case may be, and that's what I'm seeing so far. But it's hard to win rounds when you're being out punched, essentially. But you guys can tell, even if you're an Errol Spence fan and you're going for Errol Spence in this fight, you can tell that Ugas is a credible opponent, right? He's in here for a reason. You can feel that. You can sense that. You can see that. And that's why I told people, if Spence wins this fight, Spence deserves all the credit. One thing that I like about Ugas as well is he's not backing up. He's not backing up. He keeps that high guard, he tries to block all that he can. He tries to counter, and he tries to stay into that middle ring and not give up too much ground. Yeah, I think those body shots are really, really starting to add up. If Ugas, I think, and Ugas is doing a pretty good job by protecting his chin for the most part. But the thing about that high guard is that you're exposing that bottom part of the rib cage, which Spence is really good at getting underneath and landing those shots. So, yeah, I give that another round for Spence. By the way, I have a little bit of lag in my stream, unfortunately, so have to refresh and get it back. But yeah, from what I saw majority of that fourth round. I give that one to Spence as well. But it's continuing to be a very close fight now in round number 5. Oh man, just ripping into the body. And Ugas, man, crazy 5th round here. Both trading body shots, toe to toe. I kind of didn't expect this much toe to toe, to be honest. I thought it'd be a little bit more on the outside, like how the first couple rounds were. But they are fighting now. They are absolutely fighting. Spence is, they're both in incredible shape, but Spence is showing absolutely phenomenal fitness. He's out punching Ugas as far as punch rate for sure. And I feel like he's loading up with shots a little bit more. Ooh, nice right hand by Ugas, but partially blocked by Spence. Spence is doing pretty good by keeping that left hand up high and avoiding, or at least taking off some of that steam from Ugas's right hand. Oh, right hook to the body by Spence. Left uppercut by Spence. Ugas tries to come back, but Spence is defending well. He really is defending well, man. I have to give that credit, man. I like to give credit to defense, and Spence is actually surprising me with this defense, and that's another round for Spence, in my opinion. It's another round, man. And this is something that I said in the keys to victory, man, is that Spence This is what Spence wants. I mean, he's in his comfort zone right here. This is not something that Ugas wants, though, man. I don't get why Ugas is trying to like go toe to toe like this. You know, you got some hand speed, you got counter ability. Why aren't you trying to keep Spence at range? But that's one of the problems with Ugas, though. He doesn't have the footwork to maneuver, and he gets caught up going toe to toe sometimes. And that's just not a good place you want to be in against Spence. All right, round number 6. At the halfway point. And, of course, Spence comes right back to the body. Damn. I feel like Ugas has got to find an answer for this vicious body attack very quickly, or he's going to get broken down. I think Ugas needs to take a step back a little bit instead of walking to Spence. I just don't think it's a good game plan, in my opinion. He's trying to counter when he can, but it's hard to let your hands go when you're that close against Spence because Spence is just continuously coming back with something hellacious. Man, this is crazy watching this because I talked so much about this in my Keys to Victory. Oh, big right hand by Ugas. And Spence was wobbly, but he steps right back to Ugas. Spence is hurt again. Oh! Spence is... why isn't Ugas jumping on him? Why isn't Ugas jumping on him? Spence is totally hurt. And the referee did the right thing. The referee did the right thing. Spence didn't go down, and Ugas let him off the hook. Ugas let him off the hook. And the referee stops the action. How can you do that? Stops the action to put a mouthpiece back into Spence's mouth. Absolute, like, what? I was in agreement with him for not getting involved with the big shot, but you cannot stop the action like that. Wow, what a crazy round. Ugas lets him off the hook, hurts him. I think Ugas was confused, and he was like, he was waiting to see if the referee was going to do something. The referee didn't. Spence's mouthpiece was out, and then the referee stops the action. Wow. Wow, he was... oh, nice shot by Ugas again. Spence comes back. Big right hands. Going to the body. Ugas high guard. Oh, I see Ugas kind of grimaced there a little bit. I think one of those body shots hurt. What a fight. Whoa. Big right hand by Ugas. Double shots to the body by Spence there. I think Ugas is hurt to the body a little bit. He's starting to bend over quite a lot now. Ugas coming back. 10 seconds to go in the 6th, according to my stream. Wow, and that ends the 6th. Wow. Now, of course, uppercut. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was an uppercut. It was an uppercut by Ugas. He lost his mouthpiece, and he started looking for the mouthpiece, and he turned away, and Ugas cracked him, and he was totally hurt. He was totally hurt. And Ugas let him off the hook. Wow. Spence looking for his mouthpiece. Ugas 1-2. Caught him on the chin. Ugas falls back into the ropes. And Ugas is just standing there looking at him. Wow. Unbelievable. I'm just totally shocked. I hope this doesn't come back to bite Ugas in the ass. But nonetheless, Ugas hurt Spence. So I give it a 10-9 round. You have, yeah, oh man. And then the fact that you the fact that you stopped the action to retrieve a mouthpiece in the middle of a heated battle is mind-blowing. But anyway, 7th round. We're back into it. Spence steps right back into where he was the past 3 rounds, stepping in close, going to the body, putting out the jab. He looks like he's recovered. Looks like he's recovered for the most part. I think Ugas he's not throwing much to start this 7th, and Ugas is going to continue. Ugas might be a little bit hurt. Spence throwing 2 big left hands. Ugas trying to tie up. Ugas did a little shoulder barge, pushes him off. Ugas's face is really starting to puff up now. Spence going to work. Ugas throwing big shots. Ugas trying to survive. Big high guard, tight guard, as tight as he can. Trying to survive. Spence just keeps tracking down, ripping with uppercuts. Ugas finally throws a body shot back, but it looks like the steam is off his punches now. Ugas still standing there with the high guard, smiling, trying to smile, trying to act like he ain't hurt, but he's definitely hurt. The action finally slows down a little bit. Spence definitely tried to drop him there, or at least drop him, if not knock him out. Wasn't able to happen, but Ugas is definitely hurt. Spence has came back in this 7th round after being hurt and has completely taken control of this 7th round. Oh, man. All right, we're getting ready to go to the 8th round. 8th round. Eighth round. If you guys were missing, I know it was getting choppy in there. I try to refresh it. I scored that 7th round for Spence, obviously. We're in the 8th now. The pace has slowed down a little bit here in the 8th, but still toe-to-toe. Spence still trying to put in that body work. Spence looks a little bit tired to me. He's a little bit tired. They're both tired, obviously, but Spence looks like a little bit wobbly to me. I don't know why. He looks a little bit wobbly to me. But he just continues to. It's like, I don't feel my legs. But fuck it. I just keep throwing. I'm just gonna keep throwing. You gotta respect Spence in this warrior spirit. The referee warns Errol Spence to keep the punches up. If you guys are not able to watch the fight live, Ugas' right eye is really swollen, man. I think it might be to the point of closure at this point. It's just taking these left hands constantly by Spence. And unfortunately, Ugas doesn't have phenomenal head movement. He just high guard, head down, and Spence just keeps throwing these left hooks, throwing these left uppercuts. And if he's not doing that, he's ripping to the body. And I see that wear and tear of that body attack starting to come into play. Errol Spence just starting to jump all over Ugas, and Ugas is doing what he can to try to push him off. And then the referee stops the action again to get the referee, I guess, to look at Ugas' eye. The referee just keeps stopping action, man. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Referee looking at the eye. I mean, yeah, it's swollen, and he's in a fight. Wow. This actually helps Ugas, though. They will allow the fight to continue. But Ugas, man, that was a big break for Ugas for sure. Because Spence was starting to mount an assault. Oh man, the body work by Spence is just getting deadly. But when you break like that for a referee to take a look at an eye, Spence got rest too. Spence definitely got some rest too. Ugas has got to do something at this point, I think. I feel like it's starting to get a little bit of a desperation mode for Ugas. He needs to try and catch Spence with something to try and just swing it back into his favor a little bit. He can't just cover up and take these shots. And finally, Ugas tries to throw a right hand, but Spence has done very well by keeping that left hand, up high and catching those right hands. That's another round for Spence. Now, according to my scorecard, I have it. Let me double check. I have given Ugas 2 rounds, right? So it's 6 rounds to 2, getting ready to go to the 9th. So it's at the point now where Ugas, he's got to start trying to look for a knockdown, at least a knockdown. At least. They're putting the ice on his eye. Ugas' eye, that is, asking him if he's okay. He's like, yeah, I'm good. Wow. Wow. Big unloading shots in that 8th round by Spence. But Ugas got a little break there. I mean, I understand you want to protect fighters, look at the eye. But it's a little bit controversial, man, when a referee gets involved in a big fight like this. 9th round, ladies and gentlemen. 9th round. And here we go. Back to toe-to-toe. Ugas coming straight to him once again. Ugas is looking for the knockout. He wants the knockout. He smells a little bit of blood. He's just going to keep ripping. He's upset that Ugas was able to hurt him a little bit. And he's coming back. But Ugas needs to do something. He needs to try and land. Loops a right hand, but blocked by Spence once again. Spence doing an excellent job protecting the chin with his left hand. Ugas needs to get something in big to at least offset Spence a little bit. The referee steps in again to warn Spence, I guess, for keeping the gloves, keeping the hands up. Wow. That's the second warning. Oh, right hook by Spence kind of wobbled Ugas a little bit. Ugas looks a little bit wobbly. Spence, man, he torques his body. So much torque in his hips as he rips in with these shots, man. He's not throwing arm punches at all. Like, he's putting a lot of his body weight and power into those hips, and you can tell by looking at Ugas' face that it's accumulating damage. I mean, Ugas, all credit to him, is tough as nails, man. Ugas, little bit of an exchange there. Ugas got a little right hand in there a little bit, but Spence just comes right back. He takes a shot and just comes right back. Ooh, body shot by Ugas. I don't know. Spence kind of ducked down for a little bit, but I don't think he was hurt. For a moment there, I saw Ugas land a body shot, and he kind of quivered, but maybe he was just dipping down as just a reaction. No punches thrown here. Wow, the punch output really slowed down. I think Ugas. I think I'm right. I think I'm accurate by saying that a body shot by Ugas did hurt Spence a little bit. Last 20 seconds of the ninth. And now the referee warns Ugas to keep the punches up. Ooh, nice right hand by Ugas. Yet Spence kind of slowed down. Spence kind of slowed down in that ninth round, in my opinion, and Ugas got in some really nice body shots. And, you know, it's the ninth round where I didn't feel like, wow, one fighter really had the advantage like we saw in the seventh and eighth round by Spence. But I'm going to give Ugas the benefit of the doubt in that ninth, man. I think he hurt Spence to the body. That's why I noticed Spence took a body shot and he kind of dipped down low. And I thought, is that a reaction or was he hurt? And then immediately after that, his punch output just decreased massively. I think he was a little bit hurt. He wasn't trying to show it. And I got to give Ugas the credit, man. I think he hurt Spence in that round. And it wasn't just that body shot. There were like 6 or 7 other body shots that I felt like Ugas landed and a couple right hands. I'm going to give that one to Ugas going into the 10th. Round number 10. Round number 10. Spence steps to Ugas like he has pretty much since the third round, basically. I'm waiting to see, can Ugas land something to reset the momentum? He's only got 3 rounds to do it. He can't just, he might be able to survive in this high guard, but he's on his way to lose a 12-round decision. He's got to do something. Ooh, nice right hand by Ugas to the body, but Spence comes right back. Spence with a nice right hook, nice left uppercut. Oh, Ugas backs up a little bit. Is he hurt? Ugas might be hurt a little bit, I think. And Spence just keeps ripping away. Uppercut after body shot after body shot. Oh, uppercut. I think it got on that right eye. Ugas tries to push him away. That right eye is completely busted. I wouldn't be surprised if the bottom part of the socket is broken. Ugas comes back with the right hand, though. He's really on his bicycle now. Ugas is really backing up. He's never really done that the entire fight. For the first time, he's actually backing up. Spence is looking. He's looking for 1, maybe 2 big shots that might end this. Referee steps in again. And the referee wants the doctor to look at the eye once again here in the 10th. Stop time with 1:16 remaining. It's not looking good for Ugas, man. That whole right eye is just busted. And it is over. The referee said he couldn't see. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Referee stoppage by a busted up eye. And the irony, right? The absolute irony where people were talking about Spence and his eye and the possibility of him getting damaged and all this other stuff. And it's actually Ugas who takes eye damage to the point where the fight is stopped. Wow. But what did your boy Divine Sense Boxing say? Did you watch yesterday's Firestorm? Did you watch it? What did Divine Sense Boxing say? I said late stoppage. Late stoppage. This is why you are subscribed to Divine Sense Boxing, because I give it to you guys raw, uncut, and authentic. I know what the fuck I'm talking about in here, and I predicted late round stoppage, and that's exactly what happened. 10th round, and I'm going to have to go back and edit and cut and slice the clip where I predicted exactly this. I told you guys that Ugas will prove that he's a formidable opponent. He is deserving to be in there. He's going to put up a fight, and he did that. Spence was hurt. At one point, and what did I say in that? What round was it? In that 6th round, when Ugas hurt Spence, Ugas let Spence off the hook. Now, I don't know if he would have stopped Spence, but Spence was laying into the ropes, clearly hurt, and Ugas stood there and looked at him. And what did I say? Right here in live commentary, I said, I hope that doesn't come back to haunt him. Nonetheless, late fight, whatever you want, late round stoppage by Spence in the 10th round. Your boy Divine predicted it. And that's why you all are subscribed to Divine Sense Boxing. And unfortunately for my man K-Rod, sorry, but no first round knockout for Spence. My man K-Rod predicted a first round, but nah, man. I told everyone that it's going to be a late round stoppage because this is how I saw it going. I saw a chess match, I saw a battle, and eventually Spence will break him down, and that's exactly what happened. So, my question is, where is Bud Crawford? Where is Bud Crawford? Well, what do you mean, Divine? Well, I mean, bro, like, hey, Spence was there when you fought Porter, Bud. So why aren't you here at this fight? You're supposed to fight the winner of this fight. I'm just saying. Anyway, what I'm going to do now as a post-fight thing, a post-fight conversation, there is the link to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to click it, jump in, celebrate together as a family. I'll continue to stay live for another 15, maybe 20 minutes. Come in. Let us know if Kwee, if you're still listening, G5, if you're still listening, Plat Boys, if you're still listening, click that link. They are at the arena live, celebrating, I'm sure. WBC, WBA, and the IBF unified champion of the world, Errol Spence Jr. Now 28 wins with 22 knockouts. Wow. Where you at, bud? All right, Prince. Maybe you got the inside. I don't got the inside, but, hey, it would have been nice if he was there, bro. I'm just saying. I'm just listening to Earl give his post-fight thoughts here. Let's see if they mention Bud at all. Hey, the one. I mean, it was a great fight, bro. I mean, what a great fight! I was on the edge of my seat. I was yelling in the mic. I was going crazy. I was battling with like lag and latency and shit, and like losing my mind. But we got through it, man. And at that sixth round, when I saw Spence hurt like that, mouthpiece knocked out, I was like, bro, I was about to do like backflips, not because Ugas was in a situation where he may pull the upset, but just like I mean, who would have predicted a knockout? You know what I mean? Like Ugas, if Ugas was going to win this fight, he was going to win by decision or a close split or a majority decision or something like that. But we were on the brink, like we were standing on the cliffside, right? As Spence fans, and I'm a Spence fan, but it almost happened. The most unpredictable thing almost happened. But hey, credit to Spence though. He can only, he's hurt. Ugas don't take advantage of it. That's on Ugas. And Ugas, I guarantee you, is going to look back at this fight. He's going to beat himself up for not jumping all over Spence when he had Spence laying up on the ropes like that. He's going to look back and he's going to regret it. But the only thing that Spence can do is come back the next round and put on a performance. And he did exactly that because I gave him, after that sixth round, 7 and 8 back to back. He completely just started to dominate the fight and put a lot of damage on Ugas after being hurt. And that's a real champion, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, he says, everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next. Spence said, I got all these straps and I'm about to go take his shit too to Crawford. Wow. Wow. Did y'all hear what Spence just said? He said, I got all these straps. I'm coming for his shit too. And hey, Terrence Crawford, I'm coming for that fucking strap, bro. Wow. You can't make it any more clear than that right there. You can't make it any more clear than that right there. So, Crawford, what are you going to do, bro? What you going to do, bro? Like, mega, ultra mega fight of the year. Spence and Crawford. Everything is played out accordingly. Antonio, man, what's good, bro? Everything has played out accordingly, right? Spence has got all the belts. He beat Ugas. Crawford beat Porter. He's coming off a win. He's got a belt. And everything is played out the way it should. Nothing else should happen but Crawford and Spence at the end of this year. They're asking him about why he didn't finish off Spence when he lost his mouthpiece. Wow, his right eye is completely shut. He said that he saw an opportunity to win the fight, but Spence recuperated. Which is crazy. I mean, he can't think of it right now in the heat of the moment, man, but he's going to go back and watch the fight. I guarantee you that. And he's going to see Spence laid up on the ropes and him just standing there looking at him. He's going to regret that. But that's part of living and learning, man. And Ugas will be back. Ugas will be back, and Ugas might, win another strap before it's all said and done, bro. All right, well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we did it. We made it. Everything is set. The stage is set for Crawford and Errol Spence, man. The stage is set. The stage is absolutely set. And it's crazy because I think it was Jay Smooth that said in here earlier that, people been trying to make this narrative here on YouTube, especially about how this fight's never going to happen. They don't want to fight each other, this, that, and the third. Well, I think it's pretty crystal clear now. Whichever side of the fence that you've been standing on these past 6 months, especially this past 6 months of, fans going back and forth here on YouTube about who's ducking who. I'm going to say this right here on record for everybody, and listen closely. Spence in the spotlight after stopping Ugas. Post-fight interview, something that every champion should do. He didn't beat around the bush. He didn't hopscotch and avoid the question. And, I'm going to talk to my promoter. I'm going to go back and talk to my team. He said it point blank and period. Crawford, I'm coming for your motherfucking belt. That's it. That's it, bro. Like, there's not much more you can do other than that. And so the ball's in Crawford's court now. He's got to go to his team and say, this dude called me out. He thinks he's the best. It's time to put this guy, Errol Spence, to rest. And, it's an interesting moment for Bud, right? Because he watched the fight. I guarantee he watched it. He wasn't there. And somebody said in here, I think my man Krentz Cobbs came in here and said he wasn't there because he had some other stuff going on with other fighters or whatever. Cool. But I guarantee you, he watched the fight. Or if he ain't going to watch the fight live, he's going to watch it. And it's going to be an interesting situation for him because on one hand, he saw Spence get hurt in this fight. That should give him confidence. But on the other hand, he saw the grit and he saw the determination of Spence. Even when Spence was hurt, Spence came back and he saw a vicious body attack by Spence. And I think it's an interesting perspective for Bud to look at it like, okay, on one hand, I feel confident that I can hurt him. But on the other hand, I think this dude might be able to hurt me too. Like this dude's for real. What he was able to do to Ugas tonight, like the dude is for real. Right? So, look, man, in my opinion, it's in Bud's court at this point. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why can't this fight be made for September or October? Right? Why not? The Juan Menzies in here, man. Thanks for inviting me on my day. Hey, I'm more than thankful to be able to provide this commentary and also to entertain the viewers. I appreciate every single one of you who came in, all the people who smashed that like button. It means a lot, to get the likes up and let the people know that we're real diehard boxing fans in here, and we don't always agree on everything. But at the end of the day, we love the sport, and that's what it's all about. Before I get up out of here, let's try to get these likes all the way up to 100. That would make my day personally, De Juan, is to get the likes all the way up to 100. And yeah, I see my man Out of Control Troll. Out of Control Troll, bro. What's up, man? Did you watch the fight the whole time? Were you in this live or are you just jumping in, bro? But it is good to see you, man. We definitely have a long history together, bro, on this YouTube shit, man. It's good to see you back. But yeah, man, for me, there's no other fight to make, and it really shouldn't matter if you're a Bud fan or if you're a Spence fan. It shouldn't matter. At this point, it's about making the fight. It's about the fight, bro. Out of Control Troll. Hey, no doubt about it. Here's the link one more time for anybody that wants to jump in, chop it up a little bit, thoughts about the fight, thoughts about, the possibility. Well, it shouldn't even be a possibility anymore, but the actuality of Bud and Spence at this point, it's unavoidable in my opinion. George, no problem, bro. Thank you. But if you want to come in and share anything before I get up out of here, there's the link. I see K-Rod coming in here. I'm sure he's jumping up and down, enjoying the fight. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in here real quick. K-Rod. Yo.
Yeah.
Sorry you didn't get that first round knockout, bro.
Yeah, but I was actually almost right because Ugas almost got wobbled in the first round, and EJ he was basically being way too how should I say over patient, like you said, and I thought that he could have made that first round a lot more easier by just working those punches downstairs and then start lighting Ugas up with hooks to the body. And then if he can catch him with some really hot shit with like pull counter uppercuts or anything to basically get him hurt, then I could have been right. But I can definitely see why, the very like long layoff really played like a huge factor in EJ not performing the way that people like us usually like to see him fight at. So
Yeah, definitely. I think that, obviously I couldn't co-sign the first round knockdown idea, but I did predict, if you remember last night, bro, I predicted a late round stoppage. And that's exactly what happened because I knew that it was going to be a little bit of a chess match. Even if Spence was able to get the edge in rounds, I knew that Ugas is tough, bro. He's too damn tough. And he proved that toughness tonight. And in my opinion, he's too tough to get knocked out in the first round. And it more or less played out the way that I thought it would. I thought, maybe Ugas would win a couple more rounds, but for those who are curious, I did score it. Let me double check here. I gave Ugas 2 rounds. I gave him 2 rounds. So a pretty dominant fight by Spence all around. And some of the rounds that Spence won, especially like the early part, like round 2, 3, 4, it wasn't like he completely dominated it. But he was just outworking Ugas. Ugas was too fixated on trying to counter, high guard, and one of the flaws of Ugas that he's always had is he don't move his damn head. All right. And yeah, you can get away with that high guard defense and put your head down and try to step to people and try to catch shots and counter over the top. But against a guy like Spence, man, you're just welcoming. It's like a welcoming party for him. It's like, oh, thank you. You want to stand in front of me? Cool. Like I'm gonna beat you up. You know what I mean? And you need a guy. That's why the Bud fight is very intriguing to me because Bud is more elusive, right? He does have movement. He does use his feet. He does throw shots from a distance and do different things to make it more challenging. But at the same time, it's pros and cons, right? Because Bud does fight with his chin up in the air sometimes. So it's like, that's why this fight's so intriguing. That's why it has to be made. Not just because the simple fact that they're both champions, we have a chance to find an undisputed champion, but just stylistically, even if these two dudes weren't champions and they were contenders, it would be a great fight to make, which most of us boxing fans have been talking about Spence Crawford for the past 5 years before they accumulated all these straps. But nonetheless, man, like I was saying earlier before you came on, and I just don't see any other way around not making this fight now. I just don't see it. Like who is Bud gonna go fight other than Spence? You know what I mean? Like what? He's gonna go fight Ugas now? Like, come on, bro. Like, there's really nowhere for him to go, especially when Spence calls him out like to millions of people and 40,000 people in attendance. And it wasn't just, oh yeah, I would like to have Bud next. It was like, yo, I'm coming for your motherfucking belt, bro. Like, what's good? Like, that's what he said. So if you're Bud, like at this point, within the next 2 hours, you need to go on Twitter and be like, "Yeah, I heard you, bro. Like, we're gonna make it happen." And if I'm Bud, if I'm Bud, right, I would be sick of it at this point. I would be sick of people saying that I'm a ducker. I'm sick of people saying that Spence is better than me. I'm sick of people, saying that, I don't want to become undisputed. And quite frankly, I'm sick of Spence talking shit. And if I'm Bud, I want to finish it. I want to be, you know what, man? Let's finish it here and now. I'm not Ugas. I'm not going to stand in front of you, right? I got just as long, if not a longer reach than you. I've got power. I've got talent. Like, I'm confident, and like, I'm the guy that can beat you. And, stylistically, he does have that case. He does. Because guys who stand in front of Ugas get beat up. You know what I mean? Danny Garcia got beat up. Porter did okay. Was a great fight, but he was always come up a little bit short, right? Always a little bit behind, always a step behind. And I don't see Bud doing that. Bud can fight at distance and he can fight on the inside. He can do both. So that's why this fight has got to happen now at this point. But I don't want to take the shine away from Spence. He deserves all the accolades. He deserves to be in this moment celebrating with his friends and family. The dude came back from a car accident. The dude came back from eye surgery. He lost a big fight with Pacquiao. And, Ugas kind of in a way took that shine away from him. He was able to say, "Oh, I beat the great Manny Pacquiao. I'm the one who put Pacquiao into retirement." And that could have been Spence. And that might be something that's a thorn in Spence's side, that he wasn't able to be that guy to fight the legendary Manny Pacquiao and take that shine, right? But it's interesting how the gods put things into play, because we saw what Ugas did to Pacquiao. What do you think Spence would have done to Pacquiao? Y'all hear what I'm saying? So, in a way, it worked out the best for everybody. Manny Pacquiao was able to walk away as a legend of the sport. He lost the fight, he beat up a little bit, but it's all good. And it's much better than, something happening to him similar to what he did to Oscar De La Hoya. Because that's what would happen. And it's just what it is, right? So there's a lot of things that have all came into play and all to fruition, but right now the pieces are on the board. Everything's maneuvered into place, and it's time for checkmate. That's what's happening right. Next move is checkmate. Who's going to be the best of the division? Who's going to be undisputed? This is what it's all about. We got enough damn belts as it is, but at least we have two guys with all the belts, and we make it happen. Simple as that. So yeah, I was hoping that maybe G5 or some of the other guys that are out there at the fight, they're probably too damn busy celebrating and being part of the environment out there. Yeah, out of control, Tro. Yeah, that was crazy. In real time, I wasn't sure what happened. I knew that he took a shot, and I thought he was actually hurt, and he was kind of out of it, because sometimes fighters, they get hit and they're spun into the matrix for a moment, right? And they're like not in the ring anymore. But actually, going back and watching the replay, he looked that way because he was like, "Where the hell did my mouthpiece go?" He wasn't really hurt, because obviously you're not that hurt if you're looking for your mouthpiece, right? But the problem with that, but it's still kind of a rookie mistake, though, because why would you look away after you just lost a mouthpiece and you're looking over your shoulder and you're looking behind you, and all of a sudden Ugas cracks you with the 1-2, right? Which could have been detrimental, right? That could have ended it, right? Y'all understand that, right? That moment was crazy in this fight that I hope enough people are able to speak about it and understand it, right? Because that moment right there where he's looking for his mouthpiece and gets cracked could have ended it. It would have been over, right? If Ugas had a little bit more power, if he was able to step through that punch a little bit more, that would have been game over, right? And the simple fact that he did hurt him, and I think Ugas was confused. He's like, "Yo, like, I just hurt him. Oh, the referee's not stepping in. Oh, did the ropes just hold him up? I don't know what's going on." And he got caught just being a spectator for a moment, and that cost him. It cost him dearly. And, what can Spence do in that situation? Shake it off, come back, and continue to do what he does. And he did just that. So you have to give Spence his full credit, and like I said earlier, it's a learning moment for Ugas. It's crazy that you would think that something would happen at this high caliber of a fight. But, look, man, we're all human. It doesn't matter how high you get into a certain expertise. Mistakes continue to happen no matter what your level of expertise is. And we witnessed that moment right there in the 6th round where two very experienced elite level athletes in the sport of boxing both made critical mistakes, which, one nearly costed Errol and one actually did cost Ugas. And that's the way it works sometimes. But, you can tell that Spence and his team had a game plan. They knew if we step to him, Ugas can't do shit. He doesn't have the footwork. He doesn't have the pivoting movement. He doesn't have the ability to keep me off of him. And they studied enough tape and they knew it. And you can tell after the 3rd round, Spence was very consistent. Just step to him, rip to the body, uppercuts, 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 uppercuts. And there was just nothing that really Ugas can do other than occasional counter right hand, a counter body shot. And, yeah, he did hurt Spence a couple times. I think he hurt Spence at least 2 times in this fight. Once when obviously he lost his mouthpiece, and the second time he hurt him to the body. I think it was in the 9th. And that 9th round, he just stopped punching for like almost a minute. And I think a body shot got to him. But once again, comes back in the 10th. And, of course, we have the stoppage in the 10th. So, that's the kind of way that it went down, at least for me anyways. Yeah, he hit him with the 1-2. How much more does he have to step into it? No, I'm just saying he doesn't have that one-punch power. Ugas doesn't have that type of power. So what if that happened in a Bud fight? What if that exact moment happened in a Bud fight? I think we can all agree that Bud has more power than Ugas, right? He definitely has more knockouts on his resume. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to take the shine away from Spence at all. I'm a Spence fan. I'm going for Spence in this fight. I predicted Spence to win in this fight. But I look at everything. I look at all these small little details because I just don't like live in the moment and just forget about things that happen in the fights, right? That's kind of what happened with the trilogy with Fury and Wilder, right? A lot of people are just so like obsessed at the result of the fight, and we missed details about the fight itself. That's why that's why I do film studies, and YouTube takes it down. But that's another topic. See Wood, exactly. Hit the nail on the head right there. He's not a killer. He's not a killer. He's a guy who's willing to go 12 rounds, and I'm going to try to outwork you. I'm going to try to counter you. If I hurt you, cool. He's not a killer. And I've seen Ugas do this before, and I shouldn't be too surprised, actually, now that I think about it. I've seen him do this before where he's hurt an opponent, they're a little bit wobbled, and he just looks at him. He doesn't have that killer instinct, like, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to knock you out. Like, he doesn't have that. He's a boxer, right? He's totally fine with just outpointing you in a round and, having that feather in his cap that, like, oh, I just beat you for 3 minutes, right? That's his thing, right? And you can see by his demeanor and his personality as well. Marcus Walls, hell of a fight. Absolutely, bro. Thanks for dropping by and hitting that like button for me, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah. Let's get these likes all the way up to 100, man. We're almost there, man. A few more likes. We got 100 likes, man. I appreciate every single one of you. Continue to hit that continue to smash that like button. And, all right, no problem, K-Rob, bro. Thanks for dropping by, man. I'll go ahead and drop the link one more time in the chat for anybody that wants to come in, leave any thoughts, post-fight thoughts about the fight. And while we're at it, why not? Tell me who you think would win with Bud and Spence. Let me know. There, click that link. Come in. Let me know who you think's win that fight. Do you think Bud will take the challenge? How will he respond to the challenge? let me know. I'll stay live here for, I don't know, maybe another 10 minutes or so. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you think before I get up out of here. But man, what a live, what a fight. I enjoyed every single moment of it. If you guys are joining in late, if you're curious about my scorecards, I gave Ugas 2 rounds. Some rounds were close, but I just feel like Spence definitely did enough to win those close rounds. For one was just productivity. I mean, off the bat, he was able to just outpunch and outwork Ugas for the most part. Ugas got caught just watching a little bit too much, got caught in that high guard, waiting to counter too much, and just not doing enough. And not enough defense, right? If he was able to see, the thing about judging, right? You have to understand this. When you have a high guard, yeah, you're blocking. Okay. From an experienced eye, especially those who have boxed before, you can say, oh yeah, he's blocking that, or he's partially blocking that. But with judges, these motherfuckers, man, they don't box, right? So if you throw enough punches, and even though it's like, if it gets to a point where are those punches getting in? Like I hear this pop, I hear the pow, boom, pop. You hear those sounds, you hear the crowd reacting to it. You're going to start scoring those as punches landed. It's just the way it goes, man. It's the human eye, especially human eyes who have never boxed before. You understand what I'm saying? You can only get away with that high guard for so long, especially if you're not able to hurt your opponent, which he wasn't really able to hurt Spence really in this fight, other than those 2 times that I mentioned. That's why head movement and you make it clear and visible that they can't land on you. Right? Or if you're able to deflect with your shoulder and the punch goes up above your shoulder and it completely misses your head. That's why a lot of people say, well, Mayweather didn't throw very many punches, so how was he able to win rounds? Well, because he makes it clear. He makes it crystal clear that punches aren't landing, right? He's rolling with his shoulder. He's ducking underneath. And then when he throws shots, you can see the opponent's head snap back, or he's landing flush shots, jabs to the body. It's very crisp and clear, right? Well, Ugas wasn't really doing that tonight. He's just here, right? And you can make it seem as, I'm blocking these shots, but if you ain't throwing nothing back and you got the oohs and the ahs from the crowd, and it looks like you're struggling to show if you're hurt or not, you put that judgment in the judges. You know what I mean? Like you make it difficult for them to judge that. So that's what people have to understand. Oh, Vanos Crips. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I was like, whoa. I did not expect that. But, hey, Spence is hungry. He's ready to eat. C. Wood, what's good, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, we enjoying boxing tonight, bro. How about you?
No doubt. Listen, yeah, I'm pissed with Ugas. I'm pissed.
Speak on it, bro.
Because he was getting beat. He was getting off what he could get off until he was getting hurt to the body. But that 6th round, when he allowed the mouthpiece fiasco to occur and didn't capitalize on that, at that moment, I said, this fight's over. Errol's going to beat the shit out of him till the bell rings. And that's exactly what happened. And I called this fight 2 weeks ago. I said, the guy that makes the least mistakes and the one who capitalizes best off those few mistakes is going to win this fight. And this shit played out not particularly this incident with the mouthpiece, but that mistake was the mistake that I'm talking about. Would be the difference between this fight being victorious for Ugas. Otherwise, I didn't have him beating Errol unless something happened where Errol's eye became an issue or some other shit. But other than that, that was his one opportunity, and he's not a killer. Because Bud would have totally attacked him.
That was a crazy moment, and I don't see a lot of people talking about it in the chat. I don't know if it's because they don't want to, or what the case was. But yo, I saw that shit happen, and I don't care who you're a fan of. Real talk, I don't care who you're a fan of. If you're a boxing fan and you see a guy's mouthpiece get popped out like that, and he's looking around for his mouthpiece, and you see the dude get cracked and fall into the ropes like that,
right?
How are you going to get caught just being a spectator in that moment?
Admiring his work. He should have been on top of him.
Yeah. And it's not like the referee. I would kind of understand if the referee got confused and kind of like stepped in and then stepped out.
Right.
Because you don't want to like run over the referee, which there are fighters who are willing to just run over the referee too.
Right.
Right. But that didn't happen at all. The referee just was like, "Oh, you're gonna let him go? Okay." and then at some point, the referee was like, "Oh, well, let me stop the action and let him get his mouthpiece back," which I didn't agree with either, by the way.
Right.
With a minute left in the fight.
Right.
Right. Ugas is obviously, he's got some momentum. Spence is hurt. He's still in recovery mode. Right. And so you stop the action. That's a break for Spence. That's a break for him, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I don't care how you want to call it. You say, "Oh, Devon, man, you got to get the mouthpiece back in." It's a fight.
Right. And the ref is the one controlling the flow of that fight. The ref didn't jump in to interfere. You're supposed to go on full attack mode. And here's the thing. Even if Spence thought he heard the ref say stop, that's a mental error. And he's supposed to pay for that. He's supposed to pay for that error. And here's the thing: Lawrence Cole is a horrible ass ref. When they announced him at the presser that he was going to be, when I heard it at the presser that he's going to be the ref, I just started shaking my head because he's got a long history of missing shots and getting involved at the wrong fucking time.
Yeah, and by the way, everybody, we're not trying to take away the shine from Errol Spence at all.
At all.
At all. Like, hey, I'm just completely ecstatic that we're gonna finally get Bud and Spence. Don't get me wrong. And
right.
I predicted Spence to get the late stoppage. I'm a Spence fan, and if Spence fights Bud, I'm going for Spence. I'm a Spence fan.
And
but hey, we can't like mince words here and hopscotch around the idea of what happened in that 6th round, man. Like, for real. Like, and if I'm Spence, I'm gonna go back and look at that moment and be like, "Oh, that wasn't smart." Like, that really looking for your mouthpiece. Like, you should have been like, if you got your mouthpiece knocked out, you should have tied up, covered up, move, get the hell out of the way. Look up at the time. You're at a big ass arena. The time's everywhere. It's not like you can't see it. You know where you're at, and jab, move, survive that round. It's not like Ugas has crazy like hand speed and foot speed. He's gonna jump all over you.
Right.
Right. And get up out of that round. And you might get lucky anyways, and the referee will stop the action and let you put your mouthpiece in.
Right.
But what you don't do is start looking over your shoulder. Like, that's some amateur shit. Like, I'm keeping it real. That's what an amateur would do if they get a mouthpiece knocked out.
Or a dude that gets hurt.
Yeah.
A la Mike Tyson when he got his shit clipped and he's rumbling around on the ground using the glove trying to get the fucking mouthpiece back in his mouth. Yeah. When you get hurt,
against Buster.
Your equilibrium is fucked up. You're not thinking straight. But listen, again, just to reiterate your point, clearly, this is not to take anything away from Spence. Spence came and did what he was supposed to do. World-class fighter, came in tip-top shape, said what he was going to do, and he did it. My heart is on Ugas for not taking advantage of an opportunity, the one real opportunity he had to capitalize to the max. And so I was saying to my girl just a minute ago, Ugas is going to cry in the car. He's going to cry because he got to know. He got to know he fucked up.
I don't think it's hit him yet. But I think if he gets back in the locker room and gets a tablet out, gets an iPad out, look at the replay, it's going to hit him. He's like, damn, that was my moment. And Ugas is smart enough to know, he's been around long enough to know that he knew going into the fight, he wasn't going to have many opportunities.
Right.
He knew that. He knew this was going to be the toughest fight of his life, biggest fight of his career probably. And he had a moment where he could have capitalized. But you know what? It's like, if he cries, he's going to cry because not necessarily by not capitalizing, but he's going to cry because he's going to feel sorry for himself. Because you know what he's going to say to himself? He's going to say, why am I not a killer? Because you're not, bro.
Right.
And that part of it, if you got your wife next to you, your mom, whoever it is, your loved ones, they can comfort you and say, well, it's because you're not a killer. And that's fine. That's
right.
Cool.
Right. We're not all built that way.
Yeah. We still love you. And you put on a hell of a fight. and you were willing. The dude's eye was as big as a baseball, and he was still willing to finish out the fight. And that within itself is something to hang your hat on, because a lot of fighters with their eye like that, like Victor Ortiz type shit, they quit on the stool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fact. Well, let me get to this super chat real quick by my man Stacy. He says, yo, did you see Crawford's Twitter? He says he tagged Earl and said, yo, keep my belts warm. I'm coming to grab them later this year.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then he goes on to say another super chat by my man Stacy. He says he tags Earl once again. He says, congratulations, great fight. Now the real fight happens. No more talk, no more side of the street. Let's go.
Okay.
So there you have it. Both men have said their piece. Both men said, hey, it's happening. So at this point, there's no more excuses, right? There's no more, oh, well, this promotional company, they don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. Oh, there's not enough money. Nah. The hardest part about a fight like this is really two things. One, when you're going for undisputed, and this isn't a Caleb Plant Canelo situation, by the way, because Canelo is way A side. That's, so he pretty much dictated everything. Even though it was for undisputed, he was way A side. This is different, right? Because it's a power struggle. So the two hardest things to make this fight is, number one, is obviously the purse split, right? Which was a problem before.
Right.
The second thing will be the location.
Right.
Where are they going to fight at? For me, it's a no-brainer. You got to fight at Vegas. You got to fight at a neutral ground. You pack out the MGM ground, whatever it is. That way, no fighter, neither one of them can say they have an advantage of, home arena or hometown or whatever it is. Fight at a neutral or fight in New York. I don't give a shit. I don't care where it's at.
Yeah, bring it to New York, because that's where I am. Bring it here.
Yeah, I don't care where it is. Neutral ground, build it up, pack out the arena, and make it happen. But the purse split will be interesting. I guess, if someone said, well, Divine, who do you think gets the little higher bid? I said, well, technically speaking, Earl's been in the weight class longer. He's fought more fighters in the weight class, and he's got more belts. Technically speaking. So he should get a little bit more, in my opinion.
That's fair.
And I don't feel like at this point Bud should complain about that anymore, because it'd be almost foolish to. And I understand he's got pride, he's got ego. Oh, well, I've come up from other weight classes. I've conquered other weight classes. Like, I'm legitimate. Like, I'm A side. Well, you're fighting for undisputed at 147, bro. Spence has been there. Spence beat Garcia. Spence beat Porter before you beat him. Spence fought all these dudes in 147. No disrespect to you, because you weren't in 147 at that time. But you got to give Spence his just due, in my opinion, and he's got more of the belts. So he's got to make a bigger split. And and it's easy to counter. You can say, all right, I'll give you 60-40 or 55-45 or whatever it is, but I want a rematch clause. Winner, and if I beat you, then I want 70-30. That's one way you can counter it. Right? If you can frame it that way. You say, I'll give you 55-45. You get 10% more, but I want a rematch, or you're probably going to want a rematch too, because that's a big fight like this. Normally you have rematch clauses. And if I beat you, then I want 70-30. And Earl's got to sign that. And that might be a situation where Earl's like, I don't know, man. But hey, if you're confident, now obviously Crawford's got to win the first fight to claim that 70-30. That's the key point right there. If Earl wins the first fight, then they can just, whatever, they can keep it the same, or Earl might counter and say, well, then I want 70-30 or whatever it is. Either way, there's going to be a little bit of a power struggle, but I can't see this fight happening without a rematch clause. I just really don't. Just catching up with the chat a little bit. So see, you're out there in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
What part?
I'm in the city.
Oh, okay, cool. So are you a basketball fan? Are you a Nets fan?
Nah, mainly combat sports for me.
Only combat sports. All right, that's what's up. That's the interesting thing, man, because out here on YouTube when I get into boxing channels, and even when I've been talking about boxing. I mean, I'm a huge basketball fan. I played everything growing up. But it's crazy where I feel like if you're a basketball or football fan, you can be a casual boxing fan, right? People, these guys, they watch the big fights or whatever. But a lot of times boxing fans only watch boxing. It's crazy, right? I've met a lot of people that watch boxing or they watch MMA and they don't really watch anything else, which is kind of crazy, right? It's just like, nah, like I'm good. Like I just love boxing or I love UFC or whatever it is. They don't really pay too much attention to other sports. But the other way around, they'll become boxing casual or UFC casual fans, even though they're big basketball or football fans. So I always found that a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah. But look, man, like, hey, I'm glad you came on here. I'm glad you pointed that out about, the 6th round, because I was flipping out. I was just like, because in my head, I'm thinking, I wouldn't be completely shocked if Ugas somehow got a decision, right? Even though on my scorecard, it was pretty clear that Spence was winning. But I don't know, man. Like going into the fight, I'm thinking, maybe he gets a split decision. I don't know, majority decision. I wouldn't have been too shocked on that. Not as the fight started happening, but before the fight started.
Right.
But what I wouldn't have ever expected would for Ugas to knock him out. Like that would just be completely mind-blowing. That's literally almost like what you mentioned earlier, Douglas and Mike Tyson, where it's like nobody would have thought that would have happened. Like Ugas knock out Spence. Like what? Like imagine if you missed the fight because you were busy and your boy calls you and said, yo, Ugas just knocked out Spence.
You
like,
wouldn't
what?
believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, exactly. And that almost happened.
Check this part out. Had Ugas knocked out Spence, everybody at Vegas, everyone that bet on Ugas, the odds were so crazy that they would have cashed out lovely. They would have cashed out lovely because many folks that voted against Errol voted for Ugas in a decision. Very few people would have voted or bet for Ugas in a KO, and those who would have taken that chance would have had to have an extra set of pockets on their pants.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I got to run, bro. We'll talk soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Be good.
All right, brother. Thanks for dropping in.
Stay safe.
Yep. And yo, Stacy, I agree with you, man. I don't care where the fight is, bro. I don't care. They can fight in the Bahamas. They can fight in Antarctica for all I give a shit. Build a big-ass ice dome. I don't care. At this point, it's like I'm not willing to accept anything other than Spence and Crawford. As far as like these two men fighting, anybody else, I'm not accepting it. I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to do a prediction. I don't want it. I don't care about it. I don't care how much you try to jam it down my throat, how much you try to force me to try and respect it and try to build it up. And I know how these promotional companies like to do that shit. But nah, I'm a veteran at this game, man. You ain't going to get me to buy none of that shit. It's Spence and Crawford. The only thing that I'm going to be paying attention to is the build up, the lead up, the negotiations, how it's all going to play out, where it's going to be, what time it's going to be, the time, the date, all that shit. That's the only thing I care about. That's the only thing I care about when it comes to these two men. For real. Because on every single level, every facet of boxing, and the political side, on the money side, on the legacy side, on styles, everything is predicated to a glorious ending when it comes to Bud and Spence. So I refuse to accept anything else. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Tony, but I don't want Thurman, bro. Like, hey, I no disrespect to Thurman. Thurman can fight Ugas. He can fight. I don't know, man. Or let him fight a young dog, or let him fight like some other dude. Maybe Stanionis. Stanionis won tonight too. Stanionis won tonight. He won split decision. Keith can fight him. Like it's just Bud and Spence. It's just been too long. I feel like it's a Pacquiao Mayweather moment, right? It's a similar timeline in regards to how long we've had to wait. And it's just the time to make it is now. They're both in their prime. Don't take any more risks to fight anybody else and lose or get injured or whatever. And then it puts the fight off even longer. No, the time is now. The time is now. And that's the only thing that I have to say about it, really. Somebody sent me a message on IG asking me if I feel like Spence looked better or worse than he has in the past. Was there any difference that I saw in Spence? I mean, I think he looked pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Because there were a lot of people that thought that Ugas was going to do a lot better in this fight. As a matter of fact, there are people that are actually saying that Ugas was going to pull out a decision. And I don't really think it was close to heading that way. Even if Ugas won somehow 10, 11, 12, he still was going to lose that fight. Or he should have, right? On my scorecards anyway. So it really shouldn't have mattered. There were a few things. I mean, I don't think we've actually ever seen Spence hurt like that. But other than that, he looked pretty damn good, pretty sharp. Coming the lay off the eye injury, I can't really complain too much, to be honest. He looked pretty solid. There were a few moments in the fight where he got hurt in the body once, I think, too. But that could have been ring rust, man. That could have been. I mean, it's one thing to spar, and then be in a fight, deep into the fight where you both fighters were actually trying to hurt each other. It's just a different ball game, man. And so with all that being said, I felt like this performance, I'd give it like a solid B plus, A minus, to be like, given the circumstances. Right now, if he was active and I had a little bit higher expectations for him, then I would have probably given this performance a B minus, right? But I would give this a solid B plus, A minus performance, considering all the factors and considering that Ugas was a live dog and Ugas was a guy where there were a certain amount of people. I mean, I was in a boxing gym in Phoenix, Arizona, here just a couple of weeks ago, filming, my keys to victory to this fight, and I was talking to boxing trainers and coaches out there, and there were a handful of guys who are coaches who thought that Ugas was going to win this fight. So, given that, he done pretty damn good. Hamad, my scorecard was I gave Ugas 2 rounds. I gave Ugas the first round, and I gave him the 6th. So that was my scorecards, man. I gave him 2. A lot of people in here said they only gave Ugas 1. I saw a couple guys say they gave him 3. I'm cool with that. Anything more than 3, I got to scratch my head a little bit. And I'm like, well, you got to explain that to me. If you had it 1 to 3 rounds for Ugas, like, I'm cool with that. Like, I can see how you would give him that. There were a couple close rounds in there for sure. It just kind of depends on a little bit of, like, I guess, subjectivity on how you score a fight. But if you give Ugas more than 3 rounds, then I'm like, yeah, you got to explain that to me. Out of control, Joe. Yeah, man. I was back. You weren't. I don't think you were subscribed to me yet, bro. Because I just found you, I think, on 78's page, and then we reconnected. You probably didn't know that I recreated my channel, bro. But yeah, I was just down in Phoenix. Like a couple weeks ago. I was there for about a week and a half, and so I bounced around. I went to a couple boxing gyms down there in downtown Phoenix. One in Mesa. Did a little bit of filming. Did a little bit of work. Did a little bit of sparring. And then made my way back overseas. But yeah, I'm planning to come back again maybe in the fall. There was still a lot of stuff that I wasn't able to get done that I wanted to get done because, I mean, the real reason I went back to the States really wasn't for myself, but was for the passing of my dad. So I had to spend almost 2 weeks in Missouri where my dad passed away. So I was in Missouri, and then I squeezed a little bit of time to hang out in Phoenix and do some stuff. But there's still some stuff that I want to get done. So I'm planning on possibly the fall once again. And my mission would be to reconnect. I mean, G5 and I, who's in Texas, we really wanted to try and link up if we could. It's just, when you travel, and let me tell you too, just as a side note, traveling in the States domestically is a pain in the ass. And I forgot how much of a pain in the ass it is dealing with like domestic flights. And you got, what I'm saying? And like, I'm not the type of dude that's trying to spend $400 to fly from LA to Texas. Like, it's stupid to me. Like, I'd rather drive, right? But if you're on a time constraint and you don't got time to be on the road for a day and a half or 2 days, then you're almost forced to fly. But then these damn airlines have all these so I flew with Allegiant Air, right? And these dudes oh, you got to pay extra for an extra bag. It can only be certain weight. And then they just charge you all this extra cost. And it's and then the flight gets delayed. I took Southwest. I took Allegiant. Allegiant never was delayed. The problem with them was adding on extra costs and shit. But then I had to fly with Southwest to fly from Phoenix to LA, and they delayed the damn flight 4 hours, bro. 4 hours, really? And I got a connecting flight. Thank God that I planned accordingly and I gave myself enough time, because if I didn't, I would have missed my flight from LA to Tokyo. And that's a $1,000 flight right there. So I just wanted to put that out there. And last note, and I got to get this off my chest too real quickly, the damn rental car situation in America right now is I swear to God, I almost went to jail. I almost got arrested dealing with these companies for rental cars. It's absolutely insanity, not to mention the gas prices. I was trying to drive from St. Louis, Missouri to Oklahoma City, and I couldn't get a car. It didn't matter. I went to every company, Hertz, Enterprise, all of them. Couldn't get a car, right? And they're like, oh, you got to get it 3 weeks in advance. I'm like, who the hell plans 3 weeks in advance? I'm on vacation. I ain't planning. I just give me a damn car. Oh, well, we got this car for you. But you got to pay $1,000, $1,000 down. $1,000 down, and we'll give you the car for $300 a day. I was like, you might be out of your rabbit ass mind. I will uppercut you across this damn table. Are you kidding me? I'd rather walk, bro. I'm telling, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. But that's why, I just this is why I stay overseas, man. I got my Ninja, my 650 Ninja. I cruise around, man, and I'm good. And it's just there's certain things about the States that, yes, I will always miss. But it's the small little things, right? I miss the food. I miss the culture. I miss hanging out with my people. I miss going up, have a pickup game of basketball, go to the boxing gym, things like that. It's the little things. But then when I weigh all the other shit, man, I'm telling you, every time I'm there after about 10 days, I'm like, all right, this is why I can't live here. Not to mention having to run in and deal with certain people, talking some dumb shit constantly. And I had to find myself removing myself from people more and more. It's just I just want to be by myself. And that's sad. You know what I mean? And it's I only want to connect with people that I know and trust. And I was able to do some camping for 2 or 3 days up in the northern part of Arizona. Just went up there, man. Remote area, nothing around. And it was great. Just moon, stars. And I forgot how bright the moon and stars are out there in the, in the desert up in northern Arizona. It was beautiful. Reconnect with the universe. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of wind down and absorb nature and just be away from people. That was probably my best experience my whole time in America. But everything's crazy, man. The food, the gas, man, y'all got patience like a monk, man. I'm telling you. I feel like I'm not a rigid person. I'm very fluid and very chill, very relaxed, and I'm very easygoing. I'm a Pisces, man. So I'm like water, bro. I'm chilling. But I'm telling you right now, I feel like my aggravation level rises by 10 levels in the States. But Anyway, I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent, man. But I had to get that off my chest, man, because I haven't really talked about. Everybody knew I was going back to the States. I went live, I think, twice when I was back there, just briefly, but I didn't really talk about my travels very much. I just, whatever. I'm on the move. Came back to Thailand, man, and I just really didn't talk about it. So anyway, I got it off my chest. I feel better now. Got it off my chest. Yeah, out of control, Troll. You know what I'm talking about, bro. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, deep zone. Oh, you got to give Ugas a 6. You got, yeah. You got, even though Spence kind of came back on at the end of that 6, he kind of, try to win back the round. Nah, you got to give to Ugas that 6th round. Yeah, teach. Yeah, man. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, teach, you out here in Thailand too, bro? Are you from the States? You from the States living out in Thailand? If you living in Thailand, bro, we gotta connect, bro. We gotta connect. Yeah, but it's crazy on the other side of the world, man. You really see it, like, you really see the disparity, the differences, especially when it comes to like spending. It's crazy. It's crazy, 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 crazy. And this is why, like, I got to get my other podcast moving, man. I got to get my other podcast moving because I really want to talk about this. I really want to touch on these topics for those who want to listen, those who really want to live and learn and experience and all that good stuff. Because, yeah, with my travel experience and things that I've seen and things that I've done, like, I want to be able to share that with people. I want people to be able to evolve. I don't want people to feel like they're trapped. You know what I mean? And the one thing that I want to speak on mostly is the fact that, a lot of cats that I grew up with that, high school or even played sports with or went in the military with or whatever, right? They're so much in debt into something, right? Like, they could be living okay. They're able to pay their bills, pay their shit, and then like eat and do some fun things here and there. But they got some type of debt of some sort. There's some type of debt. And I'm so thankful that I left so young that I never really got caught up with that. You know what I mean? I don't owe shit. I don't like have to pay anything ever in the States, period. Like, the worst thing that I have is I came back to the States this past, I had to buy a damn phone, which was stupid. Because if you come to like Asia or even in South America, you just go in, you got your American phone, and you just buy like a travel SIM card. $100, plug it in, boom, unlimited for whatever, 2 weeks, 3 weeks when you're there. And then when you're done, you're done. You discard it, no plan, no contract, nothing. In the States, nope. You got to buy a whole damn phone. You got to buy a phone, got to buy a plan. They don't do SIM card, travel SIM card, none of that shit. So anyway, just want to share this type of stuff with you guys, man. And when I look back and I talk with my homies that I grew up with, and they tell me like, damn, like, got kids shitting all over the house. Got all this crazy shit to pay, losing my mind out here sometimes, this and that. And it's like, well, like, roll out. Oh, but I can't. Like, I can't leave this behind. I got this tie me down, that tie me down. It's crazy, right? But I really got to get this podcast moving again, man. If you guys don't know, I have another channel out here called the Eternal Beast Podcast. I just bought 2 brand new mics. I bought some other equipment, and the room that I'm using right now is just it's actually my trophy room. You guys can see here, I got all my trophies and stuff lined up over here, and I just use this for the box and shit. But I'm going to get a proper podcast room, man. 2 mics, have guests on live, and build it up. So that's the plan, and I've already started to invest in it. Looking forward to it, but that's what I want to do. Yeah, Troll, like, I thought about it. I thought about just centralizing everything on this channel, and then people can just watch what they want to watch. But I really want to just keep this channel about boxing, man. I've kind of came to that conclusion. want to keep this strictly about boxing, do the stuff that I do like right now, like the live commentary, break down fights, predictions, and just keep it that. And for the people that want to hear extra stuff, get into the life stuff, get into politics, get into the social shit, all that deep stuff, then just head over to the other channel and get engaged over there and just let it grow organically. You know what I mean? It's just, it's something that like I got to get out there that makes me feel better about myself, that if one day I'm no longer here, I have that message out there for people. You know what I mean? And that's what it's really all about. Oh, okay. You got it. All right, cool. Omega. Facts, bro. Facts. I'm telling you. It's wild. Stacy, hey, man. Hey, bro, stay up, man. Stay up, man. You were in here from the very beginning of the live stream, bro. I appreciate you. Oh, okay, man. Hey, yeah. I mean, if you've been to Southeast Asia, but you haven't been to Bangkok yet, bro, you missing out. But once you do organize your shit, bro, just hit me up, man. DM me, hit me up on the gram. That's probably where it's easier to connect to me quickly, is on the gram. I can get you hooked up, bro. Easy work. Nice place, 3-4 star. I don't know whatever your budget is. I can hook you up. Easy work. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and roll up out of here, man. Look, it's been a pleasure. Kind of ended this stream on a little bit of a different note, a different flow. But just to let you guys know, man, that, I do have another channel out there. If you're not subscribed yet, it's called the Eternal Beast Podcast, hosted by myself. I plan to build it up, have guests on the channel, and talk about other topics other than boxing. But here on this channel, Divine Sense Boxing, you guys know what it is. You know who it is. You know what it's all about. And for someone like Out of Control Troll, who I've just reconnected with, know that I've been doing this shit for a long time. And there's a reason why you guys subscribe to the channel, because I don't BS. I don't mess around. I don't do all this glamour shit, sparkles and glitter, rainbows and butterflies, talking all this crazy shit. It's straight to the point, and it's raw, authentic, old school boxing, man. That's what we do. We called the fight tonight. Spence, unified champion, gets that 10th round stoppage. Ugas' eyes closed up. Or one of his eyes, I think it was his right eye. His right eye closed up. Referee stopped it. Congratulations to Ugas. I'll probably chop it up about this fight a little bit more here in the next couple of days. Maybe get some people on the panel, talk about it. But the next conversation at hand will probably be Spence and Crawford. It's going to continue to build up. The momentum's going to continue to build and build and build and build, and rightfully so, until we get it. That's what we had to do for Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather for years. We fought about it. We tore each other's throats out. We went crazy out here, and we finally got the fight that we wanted to see. And that's what we have to do for this fight. So I'm going to be a part of that momentum train. And we are blessed in April, May, and June with other big fights. Really looking forward to it. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay a part of the conversation. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit that like button before I end this stream. And it looks like we finally did pass 100 likes. I appreciate every single one of you that helped me pass that little milestone of getting 100 likes on the live. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. It's your boy, Divine Sense Boxing. Be strong, be safe, stay positive. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.